What's up? Back again. Semi-big day. Getting down to the wire here. Almost done with the boat. Very happy. Motor's all in. Controls are all set up. All the cables except for bilge pump and some lighting stuff and a fuel line are in. So all that's really left to do is I took the seat backrest out, redoing the wood. I'm going to paint it. I'll probably take that out and redo it as well. All this trim along there I'm also repainting. There's some rod holders like this that are wood that go right here on the side that I'm also going to be painting. And that's really it. I'm waiting on a bilge pump switch to come in. That's going to go there because that one's old and rusted. So I'm going to run the cables. I have to splice some wires together because I want it to be running automatic. So the way that I'm setting it up is that it's not going to be, the positive feed's not going to be on the cutoff side of that switch. It's going to be on the constant side, so the same side that the horn is on. So basically if that is off, none of my electronics are on, so it's not drawing any power. Or this will be on, and the bilge pump, if I have it on auto, it'll stay on and it won't draw power from the battery and kill the battery. So I may install a solar panel to charge it, but there's an alternator in the motor, so once I get the motor on, I really won't have to worry too much about that. Definitely wanted to have the bilge pump set up the right way. That's where we're at right now. I'm gonna repaint the floor soon. There's some hairline cracks in it that will get filled, and it'll be a nice fresh white deck. I'm also waiting on some cleaning supplies just so I can kind of clean all the little spots that could use it. The boat hasn't been cleaned in a long time, so I just want to give it a nice bath. And that's about it. I'm gonna take some of these mounts and stuff off, put new ones. I got some rusty rod holder there. Yeah, looking good. All right, so we got the snake through here. So that's gonna help me pull the bilge pump cables and all the wiring for the lights up through the floor to all my controls here. So I think it actually just came in the mail, the new switch panel. So I'm gonna pull that out and check it out. Silicone. Bingo. Gloves. Wash. So with this, I'm able to run it manually. The bilge pump, I'm able to run it manually or automatic. So pretty much whenever that switch is, the flow switch is activated, it'll turn on, and it won't always be on. So it's not going to be drawing power from the battery unless it's on, I think. I don't know, we'll see. But this is a fuse, so if it blows, I guess it takes care of that. So pretty cool. Gonna put this in and gonna wire it up. Out with the old. So it doesn't exactly fit, so I'm gonna have to cut the square out and get it in that way. Looks like it did the trick. Bingo, bingo. I'm probably not gonna screw it in right away, just so I can do the wiring out here like this, make it a little easier, but it fits. So now I'm gonna mark where I want to put the lights on the back. So I'm gonna do one on that wall, one right here, and then the same on the other side. And then I'm gonna take a circular one and put it on the front side of the center console. So I'm gonna measure it out, get everything straight, and see where I want it. Okay, so about an hour later, and a lot of work and thinking. We have a snake that we put in from over here. That goes into here, right, where the light's gonna go, and then curves down back out to the here. Okay, still following. And then there's the end of it. So what I did with this is my plan, because I want a light here, was to fish that back in through this way, pop it through here, give the wires through that, and do it that way. However, it did not go according to plan. So I had to come in from that end, kind of just get at everything in there. It's basically just styrofoam and some fiberglass. So I'm really just like boring out a little canal for the wires to get through. Was able to do that, but I was just missing the hole, so I made the hole a little bit bigger, and I was able to take a piece of the red wire, stick it through, wrap it up thick, stick it in here, okay, and then so I had that wire in there, just pretty much just like that. And then I took this thing here, which is like a grabber tool type of thing. You go like that with this thing here, and it opens up and closes. So I grabbed the wire and I pulled it through, and yeah, we got it now. So I then taped the black wire, which is going to be the negative for both lights, back when I pulled it through on the red. And yeah, now all that's left to do is mount the lights. I'm pretty much going to do a three-way connection for these two lights right up here, and then I'm going to connect it all to this piece right here, pull it through so that it's down right here. Then I'm going to deal with the bilge pump wires. Really, I can do the connectors up by when they're in the console, so I'll probably just connect them to the snake, pull the snake through. Actually, before I pull the snake through, after I get this side done, I'm going to have to do the lights over here. So it's hollow in here, so there's no foam and stuff that I got to kind of mess around with. So that should be pretty quick. Probably going to have to move the battery box.
One of my friends.
All right, lights are mounted, wires are snaked, so I'm gonna get the bilge pump wires all connected, and then I gotta start on the other side with the other lights, but not gonna be anywhere near as hard as those side, but making progress. Going to get the old motor, get it on the stand, and out of Primrose's lot.
Dad, why are you lifting the cinder blocks?
Michael, don't get your fingers caught.
Yeah, I know.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Walk. I can't.
Yep, bingo. All right.
George, what do you have to say about your hard work today?
I think what we did was pretty rad.
This video brought to you by Cholino's Landscaping. Cholino's Landscaping, New City, New York. Johnson, sponsor us.
Scratches?
Rad. Pretty rad.
Thanks, Ratchet Trap.
The guy with the bum shoulders doing it.
Alright, we're back today. Last night we got these two lights wired up, so they're drilled in. I don't remember if I showed you the wiring setup, but it was pretty much connecting the positive and negatives of these together and then making a Y that sent those two cables, the positive and negative, right here. So they're pretty long, so I gotta cut them and fix them once I get the new lights in. But I'm gonna put a light right here and right here, So I got to drill a hole, mount them, measure it, make sure it's all good, and then run those cables back this way so that I can make a good connection here, and then make another Y, connect that to the snake that I have here after I connect the bilge pump wires together and run it all to the front. And once that's done, my lighting will be set up, my bilge pump will be set up, and I'll be pretty much good to go. And then I have to put a light on the front of the center console, so I'm going to do that too. But for now, I'm going to start measuring and cutting for the other two lights. All right, I got my lights marked out where they need to be. So they're 4.5 inches high from the floor, just like these, at the center. And yeah, now I'm gonna start drilling some holes and get some wires in there. Okay, so now I gotta run a snake here, or here, whatever works, so that I can pull these under and out here, connect it to this wire, and then on the back through that hole, come out the side here, connect them together, then run the wires back here to the snake, take care of the bilge pump, and then run everything to the front. So yeah. All right, so I got the positive from the bilge pump and then the positive from the floater switch connected together with a butt connector, and then I extended it to this brown wire that's going to be used as my positive cable for the bilge pump. So now I'm going to do basically the same thing. Well, actually no. So these are the negatives for the switch and the pump. So these actually go directly into the switch panel that I have right here. So I'm going to have to connect those to here once I get it up there, and then I'll have a working bilge pump. All right, so I got both lights connected to each other. These are just taped here. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to connect these and the wire that's going to go up to the front, three-way into both of these. So I got the snake in this way, and it just popped out on this side. So I'm going to take the end of my cable here, put it on that, pop it out here, put the wires together, and then pull it back through over this way. Then I can connect the bilge cable and these cables to the snake, and then finally pull the snake out and get everything wired up and wired up to the switch panel. All right, looks like a bit of a mess, but pretty much this light, that light, and those two lights are all connected. And then I have the power right here connected to the snake. I'm gonna send it through that hole. It's gonna pull all the wires in down into here. Then I'm gonna take this apart, bunch it all together with the bilge pump wires, connect it to the snake right there, and that's gonna pull everything up to the front. And this project will be just about done. After I wire it all up, we'll be good to go. Bingo.
No one knows what it's like to be you.
If you're building a boat, get one of these, because this is gonna save your ass. All right, all wired up. So pretty much the way that this works, even if this switch is off, I still get power to the bilge pump. So if I put it on manual,
I have this right here.
it's on. And then if I switch it to auto, it'll turn on from the switch. That'll be down here. So that goes on. So pretty much the reason I have it set up like this is if I were to leave the boat in the rain and I don't want to keep drawing power from my battery, which is getting if this is on, then this is constantly drawing power, so it's going to drain my battery. So this is on a separate connection, so it's only going to drain power from the battery if it's triggering the switch to turn on. So set up. Finishing up the wiring for the lights. I have another one up here that I got to mount in, but the wire is done, or the wiring is done. I drilled a little hole, fed it through, so I just got to screw that in. I have to then connect the ends of that wire, or that light, to the red and black that I fed from the back, and then pretty much do a Y connection, and then take these, run them back to the switch panel and the buzz bar, and I'll be all set up. Current status looks pretty good. Pretty good. I gotta get some bolts to mount this in, but installed, it's working, very happy. The bilge pump goes right on. Pretty simple wiring up. Once it got up to the front, deck lights off the second switch, and then the console light under the first one. Bilge pump is set up, so auto, I can kill this switch here. It'll still stay on, so if water were to rise in the bottom of the boat, that'll turn on. And then if I flip this switch here, you can't hear it, but the bilge pump turns on. So yeah, I cleaned up the wires, just kind of snaked it through, mounted them on, went all together up there. Happy. Tomorrow I'm gonna look into getting the gas tank situation handled, but for now, the boat is pretty much done. If I really wanted to put in the water, I could with a 6-gallon tank, but I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I also have to paint the floor and paint the deck, paint the deck, and then paint the bottom. So that'll be probably this week's project. But I'm hoping by the end of the weekend, or the end of the week, it should be setting sail.